it's Betsy, and today we have a fun video. We're gonna go over my 2020 mini palette collection. Okay, so as you can see, there are a lot of little palettes in here and they weigh a ton. Now, how I choose my mini palettes may not be the same way everybody else does, because I do have like a lime crime palette that's in there that is 6 pans, and then I have my 9-pan color pops. I try to keep the size down below the size of the color pop palettes, but it also is how things store, if that makes sense. If they work better for me to store in these little containers, that's how they go. The color pop, there's just way too many of those little 9 pans to even think about putting in here. So we're gonna go over everything. We might declutter some, we might not, but I did count it. There are 79 mini eyeshadow palettes. And that's not even counting my big collection yet. And I need to count that, but I need to wait till all of my new eyeshadows come in. Okay, so we're gonna start off with my Makeup by Mario, because these are all what I consider mini palettes because of the size. As you can see, even though 2 of these are 12 pans and 1 of them I think is 5 pan or maybe 6 pan, they are very small in size. So we'll talk about each one. This is the Master Mattes. I've used this a few times. I actually really enjoy this formula. It's boring, but it's good to have just a basic set of mattes. I mean, there's no reason to, you know, say that or complain that mattes are bad. Then we have, this is the Master Metallics. This isn't my favorite metallic formula, but they are nice. Like this olive green, look how pretty that is. They're nice, reflective, soft. Again, I'm gonna hold on to it. Then we have mine that I have a love-hate relationship. This is the Master Metals. And as you can see, this is a 5-pan palette. I like the colors that are in here, like this copper. Isn't that pretty? They're nice and shiny, and I love how they work. The problem with it is I do not like this little doohickey. I don't like scraping my eyeshadows. I don't want to mix them. I don't like messing up an eyeshadow palette like that. It just feels completely and utterly wrong to me. Now, during the Sephora VIB sale for fall, I picked this baby up. This is one of his quads. This is the Glam Quads, the Party Glam, the blue one. My friend Rupi has done a video over this. I haven't even touched it yet, but there are 3 metallics and a matte. And I still plan on filming with this, but I've got a lot of other things to go through first. So those will have to wait. So I think I'm gonna kind of keep it together by brand. I think that might be the easiest way to do it. Okay, so I have 2 of the little 6 pans by Fenty. So I have number 9, which is the Snap Shadows in Wine. Have I used this one yet? I don't think I've used this one yet, but I did use the Snap Shadows in Money. And I did actually enjoy this one. I like the formula on this. And plus I love green eyeshadow. So I'm gonna hold on to both of those. And I do like how you close them, like you just take and snap it together, and then makes it easy to travel with if anybody was actually doing any traveling. But I purchased those from the Fenty website because they had like 30% off, and then you could save an additional 10%. So they were super duper cheap. Then I have 2 Marc Jacobs palettes in here. So I have the Terrific, which is the Christmas one. And I enjoyed this one, so we're gonna hold on to it. Plus, I wouldn't get rid of it because of the packaging. Love that enamel cherry. Then this is the Editorial, which is more of like the green palette. And I actually really like this yellow gold that's in there. In my black shadow, I dropped it and broke it, so. And I also like that green. I do like his shadow formula. These are still nice and soft and pigmented. I got rid of my bigger Marc Jacobs palette, and I had a lot of the actual editorials, or not just the little 6 pans like that. And I gave a lot of them to my mother-in-law because they were basic. but that one is probably my favorite, and then I like that red one. I now have black eyeshadow in my crotch, just in case you wanted to know. So it is what it is. So, okay, I have one of the BH Cosmetics. This is the Nice palette. This is one of the Christmas palettes from this year. It looks like this. No, that is not mold. That is loose pressed eyeshadow. And this performs well. I'm still trying to figure out why this is so much smaller than the Naughty palette. But I liked the way that it performed, and I'm gonna hold on to it because it's cheap enough that if I do travel with it and break it, and it's small and has a lot of colors in it, if I actually ever travel again, that would be a good one to travel with. Okay. So we're getting through these pretty quickly, but I did want to get through these pretty quickly. Okay, so we'll go through this bucket first. Next up, we have my two, which there's only two eyeshadow palettes by Rare Beauty. There is this one, which is Magnetic Spirit. I did drop and break that eyeshadow. And these are all shimmer eyeshadows. I'm not getting rid of these. They're new to my collection, and I want to have them as Rare Beauty adds things so I can test the formulas out. But I really did like this one. This is the Confident Energy. That green. Look how pretty that is. I really like that green in there. Sorry if I'm shaking kind of all over the place. I'm still not feeling super great, but I'm getting there. But you're getting me in my happy place talking about eyeshadow palettes. I love talking about eyeshadow palettes. Okay, I have one tiny one from Visart. I used to have, what was the other ones? I had some of the other small ones, but they were very neutral and they weren't my favorite formula. I like this one better. And it has like that grungy kind of color story I love. This is definitely a good fall palette. Their mattes, like you can see, like when you swatch it, it doesn't seem like it's gonna be that great, but they build up and blend out, or at least the way that I like them to, really, really well. So that's staying. This is the Dark Edit. It's a little mini palette. So, Juvia's Place and their little 6-pan palettes. I have all of them except for the new one that they collabed with. I don't remember the girl's name, but it was like a butterfly palette. So we have all of the minis and the 2 releases for Christmas. So the 2 for Christmas were the Nubian Glow, which I haven't used yet, but I plan on it. Then we have the Nubian Royal, which I have used and really like it. Then we have the Nudes, I haven't used. I got a good deal on these a couple of months ago where I was able to buy all the minis for like 50 bucks, except for the 2 Christmas ones, so I couldn't pass it up. So then we have the Berries, I still haven't used. Most of these I have not used except for the Taupes. This is the Mauves. Which looks like this, but I do plan on getting around to using them. I like to have complete collections, and when I started with the 6 pans, I was like, well, I want them all. But yeah, that's the Berries again. I really like the pink color stories. And Juvia's Place has some amazingly pigmented eyeshadows. This is the Chocolates. This is the Violets. This is the Taupes, which is the one that is not my favorite because this color scheme just isn't. I'll show you with the mattes. Like 1 matte out of 3 shows up on me. So, but I mean, it does go well with like the nudes. I'm sure I can make a pretty look using like that in the chocolates. And then last but not least, this one took a while to get to me because they forgot it out of my set. This is the Sweet Pinks. This is probably the one that I'm most excited to use. Let's go ahead and swatch this pink shimmer right here. Oh, isn't that gorgeous? I love the way that feels. Oh yeah. Come and get on my eyeballs, mama. Okie dokie. So that is all my little Juvia's place. So I'm not getting rid of any of those. Then we have the Midas Artistry palettes. I have the Artistry palette volume 1 and volume 1.2. I've used both of these and they are pretty. Very, very pretty. I like these. And the thing that I like about these is it's volume 1, I think, that are a tad bit deeper. So, oh no, it's this one, volume 1.2. So you see how the shades are just a little bit more pigmented? This will work on my skin tone. And a lot of times pastels don't. So we're gonna hold on to both of those. Then this is the little palette that I got from Stylevana, and this is the Aurora Nights one. And I really liked these shimmer ones, especially that shade right there. So we're gonna keep it, even if it's just for one shade. But I did like the look that I was able to come up with it, and it worked well. So I have one Sugar Pill palette that I consider a mini, and this is the Fun Size palette. These have some really beautiful, like even there, these are more pastels. They work on my skin tone. Like, hold on, let me build it up a little bit, because you can see once you kind of build it up, they work really, really beautifully. And I like the color scheme of this. And I like to have palettes like this that I can take and use with either my liquid shadows or with like my Cliona multi-chromes. That's typically how I like to use it. Now, for Colatos, I have 6 of their palettes. Out of these little 6-pan palettes, the only one that I'm missing is the neon one, but I missed ordering that, so it is what it is. So first off, we have, this is the turquoise one, right? Electric turquoise. Their shimmer formula, look at this, is just gorgeous. And their mattes are great too, but their shimmers, but that's what I'm attracted to most. Like, shimmers are my favorite thing. This is the Lunar Lavender. I don't think I've even used it yet. No, I haven't used that one yet. My husband ordered this for me and haven't had a chance to play with it yet. But the Lunar Lavender and the Sashimi City, that's this one. I haven't used either one of these. But they're more of like those nude palettes, and then this is a nude with a little bit of purple. So I am excited to play with it. I just haven't yet. Okay. Then we have the Cyber Bronze, which looks like this. This silver in the Cyber Bronze is one of the best silvers ever. And I don't ever keep the little slips that tell me the names, so I have no idea what the names are. But that silver, isn't that stunning? It is so gorgeous. Okay, let's wipe that swatch away. Oh, we're not even halfway through yet, kids. Then we have, this is the Astro Pink. I haven't used this one yet, but it is really, really, really pretty. You can always tell if I've used it or not because if it has a little plastic thing in it. Because I am the person that as soon as that comes, like as soon as I use it, that goes away. I throw that away. And then this is the, what is this? Sci-Fi Green. And I love this one because y'all know I am a grungy green lover. Look at that. Their shimmers, again, look how just, I mean, they're on another level. So yeah, Colatos is someone I would recommend wholeheartedly. And I think those palettes are like 25 bucks. They're not anything expensive. And you can typically buy them in sets. That's what my husband did. Okay, now we have 2 by Ruby May. So we have the Spiced Latte, which looks like this, which I have a video over. And the Peppermint Mocha, which again, I have a video over. I will try to remember to leave them in the eyes if I have videos over them. We shall see if I actually remember to. But a lot of this stuff I do actually have videos over. Then this is the Pretty Hearts Ritual palette. I really liked this palette. This pressed glitter right here called Enchantment. I love this color. And this is a small indie brand. See how pretty that is? Yes, so I like that. And then I have 2 more palettes in this one, and those are the Milani Halloween palettes. And I really didn't like either one of these, so these are gonna go, because I really didn't care for either one of these formulas. I know other people did, but this was just not my favorite to work with. The shimmers aren't the best. The color story, like I like the color story, but like even the shimmers, they just feel super duper dry. So those 2 can go. Hey, I'm getting rid of some stuff, y'all. Aren't you proud? That's what I would say to my husband. He always messes with me because I have such a large collection. I'm like, look, I got rid of something. Aren't you proud? I mean, it's not like I'm gonna get rid of a lot, because that's why I own them, is because I do really enjoy the formulas and things like that that I already have. You know what I mean? Okay, so now we're gonna get into my other one, which this one's a little bit better organized because I try to keep things by brand. Okay, so first off, we have the Colored Rain. This is the Vineyard Soiree palette, and I really, really like this. This is the Colored Rain that I wanted in the Juicy Boost palette. That shimmer's gorgeous. The mattes are beautiful. This is staying. That has a wonderful, wonderful formula. Love that. Love it to pieces. Okay? I'm trying to go by ones that I have like 1 from a brand or so. Okay, so here's another little mini. This is, well, it's not really a mini. This is the Dior Backstage. This is the warm palette. This performs really, really well. See? Nice and creamy. That one is a cream shade to use like as a base. So this is a perfect little palette to travel with. And I do like the Dior eyeshadows that are in that kind of palette. So really like those. I have a ton of the Huda Beauty little Obsession palettes. Okay, then I have 2 of the Nabla glitters. Well, they only have 2 of them. So this is the Miami Nights, which is this one. And I really enjoy Nabla's glitter formula. It's so pretty. And then this is the, what is this one called? Ruby Lights. So Nabla's pressed glitter formula is awesome. And I do like that they are in their own little palette, which makes it a whole lot easier on me. So those are definite keeps. Let's see. I have 2 by Lottie London, and these are both little neon palettes that were recommended by Make Me Up Missa. And I do like both of these. I like the color story for both of them. So, and they performed well when I used them. So we are going to hold on to those. That's another one of those. Okay. We have 3 of the little mini 9 pans by Anastasia Beverly Hills Norvina. So this is the Mini Pro Pigment Volume 3. Honestly, I bought this because of the packaging, and we'll keep it because of the packaging. Then we have, this is the Volume 2. Green, mainly green palette. And yes, I never, it drives Cameron nuts, but I never remove the little stickers off the thing. That's more of like the green palette. See how it's got that like 90s kind of vibe? And then this is the Volume 1, more of like that pinky purple. So I do love the formula that is in the Norvina Pro palette, so those are all staying. These are all of the E.L.F. bite size. These are phenomenal quality, let me tell you. So this is Truffle, so it's like a brown. This is Carnival Candy, has a really pretty blue in it. This is Berry Bad, more of like that rosy kind of tone. We've got I See You. Don't want to drop these. Then we have Pumpkin Pie, very warm tone nude. This is Cream and Sugar, another nude. Then we have, what is this one? Rose Water and Hot Jalapeno. Hot Jalapeno is my favorite out of all of them, but I'm not gonna get rid of any of them because I want to hold on to, since they're like little monochromatic mini palettes, I like to have those in my collection for comparison. Now, if I didn't do YouTube videos and stuff, I would not have the size of collection that I do. And on top of that, I would get rid of things a lot faster than what I do now, because I do like to kind of, I don't mind decluttering if I'm not using, but I do like to have things to compare to. Okie dokie. So next up, these are Natasha Denona. So I have the Mini Retro. I like this palette. It is definitely not my favorite by Natasha Denona. I do like the Mini Zendo better. The gold is my favorite mini palette by Natasha Denona. And then last but not least, this is the Cranberry palette, and I really like this one. I love this one. But I love a red kind of eye look. Okie dokie. I'm trying to go smaller than bigger. Okay, now we've got Givenchy. Now, I will tell you, I enjoy this palette by Givenchy, but this one, this has special meaning. My husband bought it for me when we were at Disney World in 2018, so I like it. I don't know if it's the most, it's definitely not the most phenomenal eyeshadow formula, but this is just a little shimmer palette, so it doesn't bother me as bad as the next two. Okay, so the next two by Givenchy, these are $65 each. They are so expensive, it is not even funny. Show you this one first. So I have, this is LE 9.04. This is the cool tone one. And let me kind of show you. The shadows feel nice and soft, but you see how pigmented that was on my finger? It doesn't want to transfer really well. Like, it takes so much to build it up. It's not even funny. I mean, okay, so these all had like this pyramid dome shape on them. And you can see, I've only used this palette, I think, twice. And you can see on most of those shadows, the dome is completely gone because I had to dig in so much. Now, the shadows like this that have like the more glitter in it is pretty. But the rest of the formula, like, I mean, for $65, you can do better. You can do better. Like, if you compare, this is the warm one. This is the limited edition number 5. But, okay, you see? It looks like it would transfer really well. That one's not so bad. See how you can barely see those? So I think it's their pastel formula or like their lighter shades, but I do prefer the Dior shadows to the Givenchy, just so you know. But I do like Givenchy's lip products. It's just their eyeshadows, not my favorite. Okie dokie. Now we're cooking with gas. Now we're gonna get into Pat McGrath. So, these are my Pat McGrath quads. So this is from, I think, this year. I'm gonna try to show you. Yeah, this is from this year. Isn't that pretty? Then this one, love it. And this one. Okay. I'm not gonna sit here and swatch out every shade and every palette because I have too many. This is from last year. I prefer the quads last year, honestly. And this shade is so gorgeous. Look at that. So, so pretty. And one of the things I'll show you. Okay, so you can tell this year's from last year's because this year's looks so much cheaper than last year's. But I do like that this year's have the shade names on it, but I mean, doesn't that just look more expensive? So, yeah. Then we have this one, which is my favorite out of the quads. And this green multi-chrome right here is gorgeous. One of my favorite colors. And that blue is really stunning too. But these were more expensive. The ones last year were more expensive. They were $65 each, and the ones this year were $58. So, you know. But the ones last year had the special shades in them. And then this is more of like the basic one. But this champagne color, look at that. I mean, isn't that just beautiful? Like, just take and rub my whole body in those. They're so pretty. Then we have two more little mini palettes from Pat McGrath. These were $25 each. I think they're on sale like everywhere. But this is, again, not her special formula. So you can see they're still pretty and shimmery. But there's just something about the special formula that you can't pass. So I've got that one that's more like your neutrals. And then this one, which is more fun colors. But the packaging on these is like uber cheap. Like, this is the cheapest of cheap packaging. The shadows are super small. I mean, the quality is great, but it's a great way to step out and try Pat McGrath if you don't want to spend Pat McGrath money. Because let's face it, Pat McGrath is so outrageously expensive, it's not even funny. Okay. Now we're getting into what's left, which are all my little Huda Beauty mini obsessions. So I have several. We have the Sapphire Obsessions, beautiful blue palette. I even like this lime that's in here. It's like just a beautiful lime green. Then we've got, trying to keep these somewhat organized. We've got the Emerald, you know me, green palette. Can't say no. That's a good little green palette. Then we have, this is the Khaki Haze. Love the packaging on these. This is my favorite out of the Haze trio. I really like that one. Then we have the Sand Haze, which is still pretty. It just isn't my favorite. And then last but not least, out of the hazes, is the Purple Haze. Nadia's used this, I have not, and she enjoyed it, but I want to play with it. I still need to. Then this is probably because, now I've used all of my Obsessions by Huda. I think, no, not the gold one, because Nadia just bought that one. But this is my favorite of the mini Obsessions. This is the Nude Rich. I just love the depth of shadows in here. And I do really like Huda's formula. I mean, some people don't, some people do. Look at that shimmer. Isn't that pretty? But this is my favorite out of the little 9 pans that I have by Huda. That I've tried, because I have one that I have not. Nadia just bought it. Okay, then we have the 3 neons, which are probably the worst. This is my least favorite Huda 9 pan, because, I mean, it's just not neon and not my favorite. This one's really pretty and I liked how it performed. And then my favorite is this one, the pink. I like the shimmers in here, but I also really do like the mattes. See? Kind of show you the difference between. See, those perform. It's the mattes in here that are a little bit lackluster. I mean, it's not the worst, but doing like a neon yellow, neon green are extremely very difficult, are traditionally very hard to do. So I think that's why that is my least favorite out of the Huda Beauty minis. But the packaging on these is a 10 out of 10. Now I'm sure that the cardboard packaging like these two came in is cheaper to manufacture and stuff. It's just, I feel like the plastic ones, they're just so much more luxurious, at least in my opinion. And then we have the newest baby, and Nadia ordered this one from Cult Beauty. This didn't release anywhere in the United States. This was what they released for their anniversary of how long that they had been selling at Cult Beauty. And Nadia loves a good basic eye. Not sure where it cut off, but this is what the outside of the gold packaging looks like. They did this in collaboration with Cult Beauty for their anniversary. There's only 3 mattes in here. But man, oh man, these shimmers, look at that. Is gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. So I cannot wait to play with that one. So that is my mini palette collection. I kind of feel bad because I only decluttered 2, but then I kind of don't feel bad because, you know, that's the thing about it is, I mean, if you like a palette, there's no reason to get rid of it. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that you need to get rid of stuff just to get rid of because you feel that that is what you need to do. If you like a palette, keep a palette. Don't let anybody tell you any different, because guess what, girl? It's your money, or boy. You spend it and you get to decide on what you want to keep versus what you want to get rid of. You know what I mean? Like, and I literally have people who will sit there and be like, you spent way too much money on this. And I'm like, well, one, what I spend my money on is none of your business. I mean, I do show what I purchase on the internet, but you don't get to tell me what I get to purchase and what I don't. And makeup is my favorite thing, and I'm going to continue to purchase it, and my husband will continue to buy it for me for gifts, and I really don't mind that. I mean, some girls might get offended if their husbands bought them makeup. I'm like, bring it all on. I love it. Keep giving it to me because that's what I want to get as gifts. So, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button right down below. And if you hit the notification bell icon next to it, that will notify you when I post new videos, which through the month of December is every single day. I don't know if this is going up in December or January because, well, we've got lots and lots of things planned, but I wanted to get it filmed. So, I guess that's it. We'll see y'all later. Bye.